This is Doing It With Together, where we take a detailed look into the world of artist and event management. And I'm your host, Brok Nelson. This week, we learn a little bit on how to develop that winning mentality. There's a passage I read in a book a while ago about writing down your goals that goes into the top 1% and backwards engineering things that they did that helped them to succeed. And writing down your goals was something that went right across the board, whether they were a sports star, whether they were a movie producer, or whether they were a successful artist that was touring the world. If you go and every day and you sit there and you go, what do I want to achieve today? What do I want to achieve for the next year? What do I want to achieve in my life, like in 30 years? And you write that down every day. And it's like, like in school when you're writing down your lines, and the teacher's trying to teach you something. It's like, I will not do this thing, or I will do, if you turn that negative around into something that's positive, instead of, your teacher's teaching you not to do something, you're teaching yourself to do something. So it's like you're allowing yourself, you're verbalizing, like you're writing it down, but in your head, you're mentally verbalizing it to yourself. These are the things that I want to do, and these are the things that I feel that will help me succeed, and make me a better artist, or make me better with events, or help me do that next thing, to get through that next day, to produce that next song. Writing down your goals, it's so simple, and such a simple thing to wake up and do in the morning that you'd be surprised. You look at yourself and you're like, it's something that gets taught right across the board, and people always talk about it, but it's not in the sense of like, people just do it once and it's like, oh, I write down my goals, and then at the start of the year I write down my goals, and then you forget it. It's a bit of paper, you've scrunched up and you've forgotten about it. But writing down your goals every single day, it becomes a task, becomes a job, and then you're bringing those things and you're ingraining them like right into your brain. And it goes back to that teacher, like at the start of school when you stuffed up and you had to write down those lines, and you had to write it down 100 times. It becomes exactly the same. It's like, well, I got jack of writing those lines. Well, I got jack of writing down my goals. I'll start to, cross them off my list one by one. But yeah, that's writing down your goals. It's such a big thing. Number two, mindset. Now, mindset is, leads into your mentality and how to create that mentality of that winning attitude, like that winning mentality of the person that's going to succeed. Writing down your goals leads into your mentality, creating that positive attitude. If you go back through your goals and you're writing them down every day, you're looking at the way and you're deconstructing the ways that you feel like you can succeed. You can succeed in that. My Facebook just went off. You're deconstructing the ways in that you feel you can succeed in that day or in that year or for the rest of your life, and it helps you. Something as simple. We discount how much exercise helps us in life as well, and something as simple as doing a 15-minute exercise routine at the start of your morning can really release those endorphins early in your day and get your mind on track and ready to go. And like a lot of the great artists talk about hitting that wall or getting stuck inside the recording studio, and the first thing they talk about is dropping everything and walking away and going for a walk or going to the shop. And it's about those new experiences and making sure you're not just sitting there dwelling on the things that you're not doing, and you're going out and it goes back to your goals again, like writing down your goals. You're like, okay, well, I can't achieve this particular goal. I'm not going to sit here and dwell on it. I'm going to go and achieve the next goal, which is I'm hungry. I'm going to go feed myself, but it's those small things in your life that will set your mind back on the right track and keep yourself, moving along basically. And mindset in itself leads back into number 3, which is creating a support group. And these are things I did touch on in the last video with conquering negativity. Like it all, like when you go back through like the last, 5 videos, if you're just joining us, I've got 5 or 6 other videos that, all center around the artist and event industry and all speak a lot on how to, make sure you're in the game basically and getting yourself to the next step. Creating a support group is such a key part of it, and it's something I didn't even dawn, like why I'm creating this video is it's something that didn't even dawn on me till like 2 weeks ago. I was driving the car and we're coming back from Byron Bay. If you're not from Australia, it's like close to the Gold Coast. And we're driving back, and I was with my girlfriend, and we're talking about ways to get ourselves motivated and just like ideas and just like riffing to each other. And I realized there was some people in my life that needed help, like that needed a bit more guidance, like people in the agency that needed someone to sort of help them. And I was sick of, writing emails and text messages and phone calls and meetings and stuff. And I'm like, how do I alleviate all those things? And it's like, if those things aren't motivating them, and also another big reason why I started creating these videos is for people to go back and look at and touch on themselves, whenever they have the time, or whether they're not feeling like they're on the right path. It's a support group, like it just happened, like dawned on us in the car. We're like, well, why do you succeed? Like, why are we both succeeding? And it's because we have our own support group. We're in a relationship where we can discuss these things and it's like a sounding board. Just like something's in my head, I can say it to you, and you're going to tell me whether it's a really shit idea or whether it's a really good idea. But in the same instance, if something bad happens, I'm there to go, oh well. Or it's like I'm there to go, or your partner's there to go, get your fucking ass in gear. Like, we need to get moving. You said you were going to do that shit 2 weeks ago and you haven't done it. Like, get it together, basically. And as soon as I realized that, I was like, Jesus, a support group could literally fix everything. There is nothing in the agency where a group of people together, leaning back on mindset again, on your own, you're your worst enemy every single time. There's not an artist I know alive now that doesn't sit in a dark room trying to create something and then just get into this hole inside their head where they're like, I am literally the worst artist, the worst musician, the worst sports star, the worst of everything that is in the world right now, and I may as well just quit what I'm doing. And as soon as I had that breakthrough in my own head of why I've found this happiness, or why I've found this connection with basically being positivity begets positivity, basically. Like if you have that other person around you that's pushing you, or those other people around you that are pushing you, all of a sudden the whole world opens and you're like, your mind opens. So it's like, as an artist, it's so hard and so particular because you don't necessarily have those people around you. But as soon as you can create that support group and get get out of your own head and get into other people and have those people that are going to give you that honest feedback. And again, I've talked about this in previous videos. You need that honesty. You need those people around you that are going to help you create and just be yourself and let you be you and at the same time give you that honest feedback that's going to set you on the right path, rather than your mum and pop going, oh gee, that was another good song, babe. Like you need those people around you that are going to help you do it. And literally the second I started the support group for all these other people that inside the agency that were looking to do certain things, but weren't necessarily on the right path. As soon as I created a support group of like-minded people and we put them all in the same room, straight away, within 2 weeks, everyone's firing, everyone's talking. Like we've got our own little chat group that we're talking at the same time, and you just see everyone's eyes light up, and it gives everyone goals, and then you just go, okay, well, what does everyone want to do? And all of a sudden, you're all achieving your own separate goals, but it feels like as a collective, you're coming together and you're bringing those ideas to fruition. There was one story that helped me. Going back to mindset again. There was one story that sort of came in as well, and it was I don't know whether a lot of you would know the artist A-Track, big time DJ, big time producer, has his own label, everything massive in the scene. It was one of the DJs I look after inside the agency, and he was talking about A-Track going back and like this video that he released, a vlog, where he's gone, when you go back and you remix a track, you have to try and get it so it's, you use your program to try and get it so it's not just this raw file. You have to try and get it so it has the beats in it, like the bars, etc. And it's a really long process in some cases, like especially if it's a live track. You have to go back and literally recreate the bars inside that track, but like, and it's so particular. And A-Track's released a video where he goes back and does it by hand for this one song to create this new remix. And it's, you know, it's almost that brink of insanity, you know, like something that a normal person watching that video goes, dude, this guy's off his head. Like, there's no way I would sit there for a whole day and do that. But that's what greatness is. Like, that's how you achieve, like, that's how you get that winning mentality. He's not doing it because he's nuts. He's doing it because he will do anything to succeed. And that's, and like seeing when I went back and I deconstructed it for this, for the guy I was talking to, like I saw it straight away. As soon as he was talking about it, I was like, you know why he's doing it? It's because he can't see any other way to not do it. Like, he wants to create that thing and there's no way that he would not do it. And then you're looking at it like, oh my God, there's no fucking way I would do that. That's crazy. But really, once you get past this in the support group, you know, like all these things will come together and help you. You'll have one of those moments where you'll be like, there's fucking no way. Like, this thing will stand in front of you and you'll complete it. And you'll be like there's now, you know, like everyone has those one moments where they've completed that one task that they thought was beyond anything that they've ever done before and beyond anything that they could create, and they just walk away with like this, you know, this feeling of bliss basically. And, you know, I'm not saying A-Track had that then, because, you know, like looking at that, he's obviously amazing and he's built for fucking just doing that sort of shit. But I'm not saying it's, you know, everyone's going to have that, but I guarantee if you, you know, put these things, write down your goals, get your mindset right, get a support group around you, and you continuously every day writing down your goals, you will have a moment like that where you were just like, I cannot fucking believe I sat in the studio for the last 36 hours and made this amazing track. You know, like it's not, you know, like the best track in the world isn't necessarily in everyone, but your greatness is inside you somewhere, and it can be found on the other side of a task or a track or a bit of, you know, something that you just cannot see as possible right now. But if you start doing all that shit and you get that stuff in line, you will eventually break through that next wall and, you know, find your moment. So that was a little bit on how to develop that winning mentality as an artist. We went through writing down your goals, getting that perfect mindset, and creating that support group around yourself. If you felt like you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate a like and subscribe. If you had any way that you feel like you've developed that winning mentality, or, you know, you've helped someone else by, you know, creating that support group with them, make sure to leave a comment below and tell me all about it. Yeah, that was good.